Hello, this is Adam West with... No. Hello, this is Adam West. Something wrong. Hello, everyone. This is Adam West again. Nope. Hello. Shit, yes. Hello, everyone. This is Adam West again. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Could I the last sentence? Sayonara, baby, and sayonara from Adam West. Adam West. Was that too much?
Okay, are we talking about Batman or are we going to talk about Beyond second? Well, we change the channel. Okay. So what do you guys want to talk about? You guys have fun. I guess I can talk about anything. Watch it. Just discuss. Talk. Just talk about it. We're not going to judge you. Yeah. Yep. Tim Burton.
Okay, if we wanna be, really truthful, the first Batman movie was the Adam West one.
Yep.
Not really. That was all.
Pass down the shark repellent.
Sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb.
It's like that cheesy humor. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is always nice about Batman the Animated Series is that they respect Adam West for what he's done, because he really essentially put Batman on the television. And so what's really cool about Adam West is that he's Patrick. Do you remember the episode, The Gray Ghost?
Tito more depth.
The Gray Ghost, where the little toy car bombs.
Bruce Timm as the Mad Bomber.
That's right. I forgot about that detail. And the guy has a fedora on, goggles, and Batman is essentially squeezed over the guy because it's his childhood hero.
I'm not the Gray Ghost.
Yes. Okay. Wait. Give me a second.
It was just a character I played on television.
Yes, that's Adam West doing it. It's like, that's awesome. It's like, yeah. And also what's cool is in Batman Brave and Bold, in the episode, I forgot it was Chill of the Night, I think it's called, Adam West is Bruce Wayne's father. Yeah,
and the playing Martha Wayne is one of the actresses who played
Catwoman?
Catwoman, because I think there was about 4 Catwoman actresses. And Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy make their appearance as...
the Phantom Stranger and the Spectre.
Yeah.
Phantom Stranger is Kevin Conroy, and the Spectre is Mark Hamill.
They killed your parents. Take revenge.
I love that episode.
My parents are dead.
What I loved about that episode was... I don't actually watch much of Batman Brave and Bold, but what was really great about that episode is how dark it was. And I think it really, when you compare it to Batman the Animated Series and in the Batman the Animated Series movies, they really pushed the limit. I mean, for example, you see the silhouette of Bruce Wayne's father falling down after he gets shot. It's like, oh, snap. Kids are watching this. And I liked it. Because,
go ahead.
I really liked that because it's... what's a shame is a lot of kids shows, anyways, don't have that maturity. And I miss that maturity because I remember there's a show called Bobby's World.
Oh, yeah.
I only remember one episode. I remember snippets, but I remember one definite episode where it deals with one of the characters. It was the character for that episode, he passes away. And it was addressed such a wonderful way because it shows to tell kids, okay, this happens, death happens, and here's how you do it. You carry on, you remain strong, stuff like that. And it's really cool. And it would be nice, instead of having SpongeBob, forgive me, I don't like SpongeBob, but it would be nice to have more shows that have that sense of maturity. And it's a shame that, for example, Young Justice does it well, and it's unfortunately getting canceled.
Well, I think the problem is with, you brought up SpongeBob. I don't want to get, too off track, but, some shows are supposed to be purely comedic. And it's sort of like we don't want to teach kids things. We just want to be funny. I don't know if that always applies to SpongeBob, but,
Yeah.
And I just want to make this one more because we were talking about the animated series. We're going to talk about the feature films, but I think we should include Mask of the Phantasm because one, it's awesome, and two, that actually was released in theaters. So I think we should include it.
Oh yes, yeah.
I know about that movie. I know that a lot more. I know a lot more about that movie than I do about Tim Burton.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
No, don't worry, Patrick. It's been years for me since I watched the Tim Burton Batmans. I only remember snippets. So, okay. So where are we going to get started? You guys pick.
Fair, I would say the Adam West one, but I don't really remember it that well.
I never saw it.
I'm just joking.
I saw it on Netflix once. That's about it.
So we could talk about. We could put it like this, even though we don't know much. We could talk about the atmosphere of it and how it's evolved.
All I remember is him running around with the bomb, the shark repellent.
I remember.
That's about it.
I remember the booby trap where it has Bruce Wayne. It's going to toss Bruce Wayne in the ocean. It's going to be an explosive octopus.
And that.
And the fight scene on the submarine, pow, bam, like stuff like that. It was silly, and the shocker was Batman discovers Catwoman, Selena Kyle, and Bruce Wayne's like, oh no, he got jail zoned.
No. I can't really talk much. I mean, I remember once watching the bomb scene on TV, and I think that's the only really. Because it was one of those times where I was just like flipping back and forth between two things. I was just kind of getting snippets of each. And yeah, so I can't really make an opinion on the Adam West movie. I did, I think as a kid, I did catch like the TV show on TV. And I remember I always took an interest in when they were in the car because I liked the car with the red like bubble dome on top.
Oh,
and then it's like.
You'll love the story real quick. I'm sorry because I won't forget. But someone sold the car for $1, and someone then sold it for several $1 million.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I remember hearing a story that Adam West would drop his kids off at school in the Batmobile.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Dad of the year, right there.
Well, it's really interesting about Adam West. I did watch a documentary about him. And it was it was not picking on him, don't get me wrong. I felt bad for him because he wasn't really an actor yet. He was still figuring himself out. And I forgot the name of the TV shows he did. It was like the police force TV show he did. And he finally made it to California, and I think he had like 3 or 4 marriages, I think. Because he was so devoted, and I don't blame him. He was so devoted to his career that he had trouble maintaining his marriages. And the saddest part I felt about him, or the saddest part I pitied him about, was he absolutely loved his kids. Like, he always wanted to spend time with his kids. It was just his career was in the way. And, and then when he got into the Batman show, before the movie, when he got into the Batman show, his career was it was pretty much at the pinnacle of his life, and I just thought that was pretty interesting. Excuse me, sorry, my microphone. I just thought that was pretty interesting with Adam West. I have a lot of respect for him, even though his marriages didn't turn out well. I have a lot of respect for that.
Oh, and here's the image, Patrick, of the Gray Ghost. Hopefully this jogs your memory. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Adam West because after Batman, he tried his hand at he was kind of typecast as that role, and then throughout the rest of the '70s, he just got cast in like B movie, TV movie schlock.
Yeah,
and then he kind of made his comeback in the '90s by doing voiceover, and he was
Gray Ghost.
Yeah, he was on Batman. He was on Family Guy. He was on Johnny Bravo.
And what was really neat, I need to find it again if I can find the Gray Ghost episode. But what was interesting is in one of the Batman the Animated Series comics, they had a show where the Grey Ghost is trying to make his comeback. And I think it was actually then listening to this conversation, I can see what inspired them to do that story, because here's Adam West, he's trying to do his make his comeback, and it's really difficult for him to make that comeback.
Right.
Well,
I remember.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna say is it's kind of like with I hope it doesn't happen to Daniel Craig, but you know what did Sean? Okay, not Sean Connery, but for example Roger Moore, and hopefully not Daniel Craig, but once they got into James Bond, I don't want to change the subject to James Bond, but I'm making an example. Once they started that role as James Bond, they forever, or almost forever in their lifetime, stuck to that role as remember them as 007. And that's what happened with Adam West. When he got done with the TV show and the ratings went down, blah, 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 everyone remembered him as Batman. And so because that was, for Adam West, that was the pinnacle of his life and his career, everyone remembered him as Batman, the cheesy comedy-ish, or I don't know if you want to call it comedy-ish, but Batman. And as he made, in the documentary, he talked about him going to schools, making speeches, doing fundraisers, all that stuff. And he never got out of the Batman phase. And that's what I felt really bad for him about, is he couldn't move forward. No matter what he did, he was Batman. And he couldn't get out of that appearance.
I just want to play you a short clip from, this is the voice actor Jeff Bennett talking about working with Adam West on Johnny Bravo. So just give me a second.
No problem.
Okay. Johnny Bravo is worried his mom hasn't made it home on time. She always came home at the same time.
And that was Brenda Vaccaro.
Brenda Vaccaro. That's right. Honey, I'm your mom. And so he's watching the show. Rescues are us with Adam West. I'll find your mama, Johnny. And
Amazing.
He would do it with such totally knowing. It was tongue-in-cheek and so brilliantly on the edge that I just sat there with my mouth agape, and I could not say my lines for 5 minutes because I was laughing so hard. And I said, I'm sorry, and I think I actually said, Mr. West.
Batman.
I'm sorry, Mr. West. I normally am really professional, but I can't stop laughing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's okay. I've had that with other people before, and I was just like, you're so good.
How wonderful is that, though, that the guy gets the joke and is so self-effacing, and so his ego is so in check,
but does it so professionally at the same time.
Absolutely, and what you want is the wackiness of that over-the-top attitude.
Johnny, that's not a flag. It's clearly indicative of an ancient race of mole people. That was a butcher.
That's great.
He's so good.
There you go.
Wow.
That was nice.
I didn't watch Johnny Bravo that much, unfortunately. I didn't have cable.
That was because it was on Cartoon Network, I think. That's why we couldn't do it. 90s. What happened?
Just a quick reference to the Grey Ghost is that I was watching. There was an episode of Justice League called Epilogue, which was sort of like the beyond. And talk about cramming in like every single reference to previous animation shows, and it shows Terry's childhood and how that woman who's head of that government organization basically tried to create another Batman by kind of recreating the events of Bruce Wayne's parents' death. So Terry and his parents are coming out of a movie theater, and the movie that's playing is Grey Ghost, 2000 AD.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Oh man, it was just like wow.
And the assassin hired to kill Terry's parents was the woman from Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
she's in the Phantasm costume, but she can't do it because she, you know, she's not a jerk. And I think she tells off that government lady and storms out.
Yeah, and sadly, ironically, it still works out because he becomes Batman anyways. And yeah, and arguably, what's interesting about that transformation, and what's also really cool, I don't know, I don't, please, I'm not trying to be a know-it-all or try to attempt to be a know-it-all because I'm not. But what's really cool is at the end of that episode epilogue, you see Batman fly into the clouds, just like what happens on Leather Wings.
Right, the first episode. What was
Yeah.
that?
Yes, yeah. Did they get Kevin Conroy to do that episode?
I don't know if they got him to do that voice again, but I do know that they got. I'm pretty sure they did, since they already had him there, the voice older Bruce. Pretty sure they did, but I know they were playing the Batman the animated series theme on it was like in a rock guitar.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I like that's why I like about the DCAU, and I really hope. That's why I'm excited. I really am disappointed with the Young Justice because it could have been a new DCAU, which is fine. And for me, what's nice about it is that they're doing. I think a lot of things. They were doing a lot of things right. They're doing all these cartoons. They're doing new voice actors. I know this sounds blasphemous and it probably ticks a lot of people off, but it's nice that they're not using Kevin Conroy. And because it's time for a new generation and set up a new generation of the voices that speak, that are the voices that will be Batman, Superman, Superboy, and all the other superheroes. And that's a shame because I think that's what makes the 90s so great. I mean, people go back to it for cartoons is because you had all the stuff. They had these cartoons that had adult moments that could make it great for adults and for kids. So, and it's a shame that it's getting increasingly harder for that to happen. And it would be nice to have them these kids today to enjoy this, or adults. It's like, oh, this is cool. It's.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Let's get it back to Adam West. You know what? I never understood why they never did any more Grey Ghost. I mean, it's a great concept. It's a great character.
They did. In the comic, and I'm trying to find the comic right now. I'm struggling to find the stuff. But what happens is in the comics, the DCAU comic, they have Adam West trying to make his comeback, and that's what's really interesting when you speak about what happened in his career. It's really encapsulating that struggle. Unfortunately, I thought I knew I have it on Scans Daily, but I don't know if I have it anymore because I have tons of bookmarks on it. So, but
it's Grey Ghost. The Grey Ghost Strikes. That was the name of the movie in that episode of GLU. Anything else on Adam West before we move on to Keaton?
Yeah. And also, what's great is I think we brought it up on the Batman. I'm sorry, not the Batman. James Bond discussion is that what was great is people think that the Adam West Batman is very silly, but at the same time, if you look at the time, that's what people liked. They enjoyed that. It was the type of thing because you're talking about the Cold War. Things are on television is the Vietnam War. People are dying, stuff like that. So
yeah, Silver Age. That was the time of it being That was the time of basically on the cover coming up with the most insane concepts. Like Superman has to stop a Pat Boone record from becoming a hit because it's written about him. That was just sort of the things that was going on at that time.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I think people need to remember because unfortunately not many people do. I think remember the movie. The movie it was silly, yeah, but at the same time, looking at how many homages occur for the Adam West Batman and the villains, it shows how important it is to the Batman television series or series, if that makes sense.
And let's not forget Cesar Romero shaved his mustache.
He never. I don't think he ever did.
Nope, he never did.
He never shaved his mustache. Like, screw you guys. I like my mustache.